Good morning. It is the first weekend in October. It's about 70 degrees. The sun has dropped lower on the horizon, so now my garden is more in the shade at this hour in the morning. And we are entering second summer. We were in the 80s there for a while, and now we're headed back up to the hundreds for the rest of the week. And then we're going to drop back down into the 80s, and hopefully it'll kind of stay mild after that. I started a new job about 6 weeks ago, and a lot of the garden maintenance has gone to the back burner. And some of the things that haven't happened is budworm spray. So all of my petunias pretty much look like this. No buds. Looks like they're dying. They're not looking super pretty. So that is the top of my list for this weekend, to at least get some budworm spray done. The lavender, the ones that are in good condition, are looking really pretty right now. They've done their second flush and are looking particularly beautiful. And as I've mentioned several times, the potato vines are divine. They are huge and beautiful and looking wonderful in this bed. They make it look full and healthy, even though much of the bed isn't doing that great. The petunias actually in here are looking better than some of the others, but as I shared before, the arborvitaes, not so much. I went to the garden center this weekend and compared this juniper to several of the junipers that are available right now. And although I thought I bought a blue arrow, I have decided this is a Wichita blue. So I am now expecting this plant to get about 4 to 6 feet wide, which should fit into the space. It won't fit behind it because I planted it for purposes of being a blue arrow and I only left a couple of feet behind, so that might be an issue. But the person at the garden center did say that I could trim the tree back to kind of take the endpoints, like right here, places like this, and I could trim it back, and although it wouldn't continue to grow this way, it might bush out a little around it, and so that was my best option. Other option is to move the tree completely to a spot where it can grow to its full size, potentially up there on the hill or over in the back corner on the hill behind the pavilion is the other option. Once the heat passes, I'm going to go ahead and remove several of the dead plants and kind of start planning for next year's garden. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but as I form up my plans, I will share them with you. Here I have a traditional Russian sage plant. I bought these plants the first year we put in the new garden, and I just went to the garden center and bought whatever looked pretty at the time, and this was one of the items. It has always flopped every year. I actually moved it out of the circle after the first year, and it's been here next to the house ever since, but it flops like this every year. I'm not a big fan of it. I know Laura from Garden Answer says there's a Russian sage from Proven Winners that she says doesn't do this. I do like Russian sage, especially since this spot gets so hot, so I might try buying those. They're just so expensive. Anyway, this is something I haven't shared very many times, and I wanted to show you the want. The east side of the house is looking pretty good. The limelight hydrangea is still looking beautiful. I'm not getting any pink panicles, but I'm not necessarily anticipating that. I do see quite a bit of burn on the plant. And behind that, I have the 2 Encore azaleas that have bloomed on and off pretty much all year, over and over again. Just sporadic blooms showed up several times during the season that surprised me. So they have been a beautiful addition to the yard. I'm going to end this little walkabout here. Thank you for joining me for my garden journey.